Story 1. Cheating girlfriend gave me STD. My ex-GF had a months-long affair with a coworker back in early 2019. He's been apparently happily married for 20 plus years and has 2 kids. Shortly after I found out, I messaged his wife on FB and told her everything. I later discovered that he had logged into his wife's account pretending to be her, so I was not chatting with the wife, but with him. He of course deleted the conversation, so she is still unaware of the affair. We attempted reconciliation and broke up a few months ago. A few months after the affair, I developed symptoms of antibiotic-resistant mycoplasma genitalium, and since I had never ever had sex with anyone else except my then GF, I concluded that I must have got it from her and she must have got it from him. I told her that she needed to inform him of this to prevent further spread, but who knows if she actually did. Around 2 years post-affair, we get another lovely infectious disease surprise. My GF's pap smear revealed that she had an advanced HPV infection which required surgical excision because if left untreated can turn into cervical cancer. So, this AP very likely gave us 2 STDs, one of which is potentially life-altering. Because I'm the world's biggest doormat, we chug along for a few more months before eventually breaking up. Towards the end of the relationship, my ex-GF was getting super sketchy with her phone, quickly swiping out of SC when I'd walk by. I caught a glimpse of it and saw that she was chatting with the AP from before. I didn't bother with trying to investigate further. I kinda just mentally checked out of the relationship, stopped having sex with her, and we broke up very shortly after. My question to you is how I should go about informing the AP's wife. Given the health implications, I have a moral imperative: let her know, since I highly doubt that her scumbag husband told her about any of it. Based on her FB profile, they appear to still be together. Since he monitors her FB account, I can't reach her through that. As far as I can tell, she has no other social media. Her early 20s daughter is active on FB and IG. Would it be terrible of me to tell the daughter about her father's affair? I'm out of ideas on how else to expose him. Reader comment: he cheats on his wife and even intercepts her messages, so he hasn't left you many options. You could contact the daughter and just tell her that you have important information for her, but her husband has been intercepting the messages. Tell her there are moral and health issues she needs to know about and leave your phone number so she can contact you directly. No need to get into the nitty-gritty details with the daughter. Original poster: this is the approach I think is best at this point. Give the daughter just enough info so she gets me into contact with her mom. He daughter appear to be very close, so I worry that she may get angry and tell him off. Reader comment: any idea where they live or where the wife works? Try LinkedIn. Could send her mail there or call the location. Original poster: I have an idea of where they live based on public records, but I don't think that helps me. I don't want to go door knocking. If he has the audacity to intercept her FB messages, then he probably opens her mail too. Reader comment: a registered letter sent to her work, if she does, is a good way. If she is a stay-at-home wife, mom, then mail it to the house. She is the one there to get the mail. If he is spreading STDs, she may already know about the cheating, but not specifically about your GF. Original poster: I don't know if she works or where. I tried Googling search and LinkedIn, but no luck. Reader comment: telling daughter about it, even if it's failed, is a big moral conundrum. Nobody wants to involve children in these situations, no matter what kind of relationship they have with their parent, because they are innocent in all this. That said, wife is innocent too. I am that wife, and nobody told me. But no matter how the wife finds out, that daughter will be affected eventually. I asked my son, who is in his 22nd, about your dilemma and how would he react. And would he be okay if other BS contacted him with this life-altering bomb? He thought about it and said yes. He said that because this is something that could potentially literally kill his mother, he would be okay with getting this kind of a message. Opus, I am incredibly sorry for what you have gone through. Nobody deserves that. And I'm sorry that some people are attacking you and calling you names. But please don't take that too personally. People in this sub are hurting, and we tend to bite back when in pain. I've been there and know all those feelings, and in the end, it will get better for you and the people who are being aggressive in the thread. Please let the daughter know this is not just some revenge where you finally grew a pair and decided to tell the wife. After all, you already tried to message her, and AP intercepted that. This is potentially life and death situation, and if something serious happens to the wife and you asked her daughter after the fact if she would want to know so she could save her mom's life, you know what her answer would be. Good luck, and please update us. I personally am now invested in this story. Hugs. Story 2. Caught GF cheating last weekend after looking in her phone after coming home blackout drunk. Backstory: we have been dating for a year and a half. I have never felt so safe and comfortable around a person, nor have I ever loved like this. She did have an unexpected pregnancy 2 months ago which led to a painful removal. She was in immense pain, and it was very traumatic both mentally and physically. We have not had sex since, as she has PTSD when she thinks about me sexually. However, the concept of sex itself does not invoke this fear. She was worried, but I told her this sounds normal, and I will be here as long as it takes to work through because I love her, and I will help her get any specialist she needs. This abortion led to her mom cutting her out of the family and my GF taking her dog full-time. The act: evidence, found text asking a coworker to forget anything happened. Coworker says of course friend, followed by her asking if he wants her to bring him a tea tomorrow. She messages him a few times through the week asking him to fill her in on what happened that night because she was drunk. And he says either nothing happened or stop texting me. I search his name in her phone and see her texting her female work friend that she gave him a job, the kind that bruised her lips, and that she will tell her more at work. But he had one of the bigger ones. She texted him she was at the club the night I found her phone as well, but she claims she was setting him up with her work friend. Heartbreaking. This happened the night her best friend came to town. We all talked a bit before I drove them to a pub for girls' night. She texted me saying they met friends and were going to the most frat-adjacent club, and that worried me. Everyone there is creepy. She got home very drunk but assured me she was safe the next day. I also saw her texting her female work friend about my recent anxiety attacks. I had elevated anxiety the week before finding out, as she was acting distant. When I brought it up and asked if she still loved me how she used to, she became upset because she does so much for me, and for me to put my anxieties on her was unfair. It hurt me and I felt bad, but she went to bed. I stayed up cleaning and anxious. The next day I am anxious, and she tells me I need outlets besides her because she cannot help with my anxieties with her current mental health. I agree and we decide to start fresh and feel optimistic. This is the night she went out and I found her phone. The texts were essentially, "He is right beside me being a ball of anxiety. I don't know what he wants me to do. WF, red flags, law, we're drunk. I wish I was too." And another time, "We had a good night last night but got home and he was just all anxiety, so I just went to bed. WF, I know you love him but damn." When describing her cheating, her WF said, "Now you can do that thing you told me about." She responded, "No way, despite his many faults I do love my partner." She has said this was referring to sex, but I feel it was more than that. The confrontation: I stayed up all night, packed my things and stayed up all night taking care of her dog I love so much. Woke her up and told her what I know. We cried. I told her I still love her, but she confirmed all my worst anxieties. She was a mess and told me I deserve better and my fears are not true. She is just a bad person. I told her she is a good person who was acting on trauma and lack of healthy coping mechanisms. I left but returned an hour later due to bad living situation at home. I comforted her the next 2 days and told her I love her, and there is a path to forgiveness and trust potentially. We sleep apart and she had only eaten 1 bowl of cereal in 3 days. She is trickle-truthing when we talk but claims she does not remember most of it beyond making out in the club and going to his car to give him oral sex. Her explanation: perspective, she knows that the pregnancy removal was not my fault solely but still resents me subconsciously. She has not been able to help me with anxiety, and it causes her frustrations she could not air to me in fear of causing more anxiety. So, she turned to her friend to express herself. She knows it comes off as cruel but swears she only needed an outlet. The act was from not being able to fill her sexual needs and wanting to be crazy and let loose. She does not want it to be an excuse, but she is saying this is what her thought process was. I am aware of her past and trauma and know she is a self-sabotage without proper coping mechanisms and want to help her feel deserving of love despite how she currently feels. Current situation: currently she is able to care for herself but is distant and robotic. I told her I was hurt because while I am here for her, I wish she could do more to comfort me or show she does respect me. I told her some of my boundaries going forward would be to cut off the female work friend. She was encouraging cheating and talking bad about me. She said that was unfair as she is a great friend to her and has been there with her through all of this. She then got upset at me and we both had anxiety attacks. I got out of mine and helped her fall asleep. Yesterday she is acting cold again even though I am doing everything to make her feel loved. I asked her about it and she said she had a talk to another work friend who gave her perspective. I asked what she said and she replied, well, she wasn't a fan of the ultimatum. This upset me because 1. I retracted a full ultimatum. 2. Why is everyone against me and I am given no charitability with my feelings? She went on to say that she should be comfortable in her own apartment and wants to try a shared living strategy where we give each other space for a bit. My plan: I bought her several small gifts for Christmas as she has nobody else in her family to give her a good Christmas. I will spend Christmas with her and leave the next day after setting our intentions for a few days while I have a house to myself. I will come back and discuss with her what to do next. I am sorry for the long story, and I am missing elements, I'm sure, but I am desperate for perspectives. Please help me see if she has love and respect and regret in her heart or not. I know you can't help others when you can barely help yourself, but I am doing all I can to help her despite this, and she is seemingly not caring about me at all. Is this her in survival mode, or does she just not care about me enough to put herself into my recovery? I know I am not painting her in the fairest of light here, and self-loathing is not a kind way to put it, but I just feel very alone, and it makes me almost more upset than the act itself. Reader comment: so, she can have all these issues and past traumas, but it's some huge deal that you have anxiety. Are you kidding me? How selfish does that sound on her part? I know taking care of us is top priority, but if she had a relationship with someone and was saying such hurtful things about you to him, she needs to go. She needs to work on her own problems, not you. You need to work on yourself right now, because I'm sure your mindset is not at its strongest. And that's okay, but please don't let yourself get manipulated into thinking she is somehow the victim. And you need to coddle her like a child. She knew exactly what she was doing. She's just sad she got caught. You do what you think is right, but I think you deserve better. Opus. Original poster: I have a therapy appointment on Wednesday, and I am going to give myself some time to separate. I have always had a hard time giving up on people, not even relationships, so I need as clear of a head as I can before I make a decision. Reader comment: sorry Opus, anything is reconcilable for the most part. You both have anxiety issues going on, and you both need to do couples counseling if you remain together. I hope she is seeing a therapist, as what she went through is a very traumatic event. I am not by any way giving her a pass on the cheating, as that is a choice. Furthermore, anyone who has enabled her cheating is not a friend. Good luck. Original poster: thank you for your response. I worry I am wishful thinking, believing she is just incapable of being around me out of guilt and shame rather than holding a continued resentment or disrespect towards me. I am working to get her a therapist. I realize her fear with losing one of her few support systems if she cut this friend off, so I am hesitant to say it is 100% necessary, as much as boundaries such as not drinking with her or spending time past a certain hour together. However, her defense of friends compared to her seemingly flimsy defense of me hurts. Reader comment: I commend your sympathy for her. Even though you want to reconcile, she doesn't sound like she is capable of doing the work required. Check out the sub-R, support for waywards. All the people who had successful reconciliations care much more about their BS, and they desperately want to improve. Realistically, do you think your girlfriend fits that description? Sure, everyone deserves a second chance, but 9/10 addicts are going to addict, and cheaters are going to cheat. When your partner cheats, your best course of action is to break up vast majority of the time. Only a tiny minority is even capable of trying. You sound like a very thoughtful person who understands others' pain and wants to help them. Despite your base instincts, you need to get out before you see a bitter face in the mirror. Your GF is still in Hermes space, and you only invested less than 2 years. Start doing what is best for you in GTFO. Original poster: I appreciate the comment. I generally agree, but my hang-up is that her behavior shifted after the traumatic event, being distant and searching for a way to feel something. I do genuinely love her, and while yes, it is not a great gamble to bet on someone who cheated, I fully believe in her as a person if she is given a support system and a chance. But this is what I grapple with. This could be love, or it might be fear of being alone and accepting she did this knowing what would happen to me and not caring enough. I think her reaction could fairly be chalked up to being overcome with guilt and regret and afraid of being around me as it makes her face it. Her not eating is a symptom of this, and she has expressed it in some ways as well. Part of me wants to stick it out to see, because she deserves to have someone in her corner when